Heyo, I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again with another G.I. Joe action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the GIJoeClub.com exclusive Final 12 Figure 8. This is Tiger Force Hit and Run. Very cool looking figure here. I've always liked the Hit and Run character, and so I never actually got the original vintage version of the Tiger Force Hit and Run. So this is a really great opportunity to catch up on those. I think it was actually originally like a European release or something. I know it didn't exactly come out anywhere around me anyways, so I never actually had that opportunity to pick him up from the original vintage line. So I'm pretty excited about this. I was actually thinking though, this is actually, what is this, the third or fourth? I guess this is technically the fourth version of Hit and Run we've got in the modern line, which is kind of crazy if you ask me. It's kind of an obscure character, and I was actually just surprised we got so many of these guys in the line here, so it's really cool. We had the original version, which came out as part of the Assault on Cobra Island box set. That was the classic version of Hit and Run. We also got the Night Force version as part of the convention exclusive. We got a 50th anniversary version with a new paint scheme on him, and now we have the Tiger Force version. So that is very cool. We're going to see if this one holds up to all the rest of them. Flipping it over to the back here, we have the expanded artwork here and the actual file card itself. So let's go ahead and pick this up, and y'all are welcome to pause it right here to take a look at the actual file card and read through it there. Very nice though. It does have the G.I. Joe Club exclusive thing, 8 of 12. Again, part of the final 12 figure release, so we're getting close to the end of that, so can't believe we're already on figure 8 here. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this guy and see what goodies we get. Slice the card open right here. So far, I think the Night Force version has been my favorite. The original one that came with the Assault on Cobra Island pack was a pretty good version. It was really the only classic one we got. There's a nice shot of the actual card art there. Very cool. Not quite as awesome as the original card art here, but it does a pretty good job of what it is. We got a little bit of tape here holding on some of these gadgets, so let's go ahead and slice the tape off and start pulling out accessories here. So we have up first the nice assault rifle here. We will zoom in here in a moment and take a look at all these things individually. We've got this cool backpack here, sling thing, very nice. We have a cool little grappling hook thing, like a ice hook, I guess would be a better way of looking at it here, to help with climbing. We also get this really nice actual grappling hook with a string on it. That is cool. So we'll look at that in a moment here. We get the figure itself with a cool helmet that popped off. Kind of a unique take on this guy. Very nice looking. I'm kind of digging the color scheme on this guy. And we do get buried in here the cool battle stand here. So let's go ahead and zoom in and take a closer look at all this stuff individually here. So bear with me while I readjust the camera. I need a better zoom on this thing here, but you know, take what you can get, or work with what you got, I guess would be a good way of looking at it. And this camera does really good for close-up stuff, but again, it's just not really got a good zoom on it. So actually it has no zoom, so I have to manually zoom everything. So that's what you get with a fixed focused camera lens. So I was going to start out with the gun, but we're going to start out with the figure stand here like I normally do. Traditional 25th anniversary battle stand here. 2-foot pegs, the raised G.I. Joe logo on the top. Tiger Force Hit and Run on the front. Traditional 2007 copyright on the actual backside here. So very cool looking battle stands here. These things are really awesome. Glad that they have continued to put those out. Let's move on to the assault weapon here. A very cool looking gun here. We've actually seen this one in a couple of different iterations here and with a couple of different characters. But it's still a really awesome looking gun. Some really nice detail there all the way around. I don't know what this is modeled after, but it looks really cool. It's a kind of a modified M16 kind of thing with a lot of extra doodads all the way around it. So, very nice. I'm always really happy with these added details that they put in here with all these things. So, very cool. I like that. The backpack here is a sling pack, which is pretty nice. Has some really cool looking details all the way around it here. It looks very awesome. I love the texture here on the strap, the cool buckles, all sorts of good stuff here. So very nice. That just kind of wraps around his shoulder like so. You can throw it across 2 different shoulders if you want to, but that's very nice, and it does fit with his other pack there pretty easily, so that's pretty cool. I like that. We have this repainted ice hook. Whoops, dropped it. A repainted ice hook with some really cool details here. You got some nice, I don't know, bolt points or whatever it is there. Some cool teeth going on up there. Nice handle. This thing just looks really cool. I like this. And a nice green color here, so he can go in the jungle with it instead of in the ice, I guess. We also get this really cool looking grappling hook. So the original vintage version actually had a pretty cool feature that he had an actual rappelling rope and grappling hook built into his backpack. So he had like a satchel that had the rope and it would wind back up in it. So this is the closest thing we can get. It has a spinny propeller thing on the top here for the actual hooks. And it has a length of cord here wrapped around it. So let's unwind that and see how long we get here. So it's not the longest in the world, but it is what it is. It can't really attach to anything. So I don't know, that's a little weak if you ask me, but it's still a cool kind of throwback to his original accessories, so I like it anyways. We're going to count his knife as an accessory. So he does have on his boot here a cool knife that is detachable. See if we can zoom in here a little bit without me dropping things and losing it. It went way over there. Some nice detail. It's a kind of a traditional boot knife kind of thing that we have seen with other characters. Nice that they painted the blade on it. Very cool looking there. And it does fit back in his sheath there very easily. So that is cool. I like that. He also has a removable pistol here. So I didn't actually see that before. We've got a little bit of that clear rubber band thing holding that in place. So I'm just going to go ahead and slice that off. Pull that rubber band loose. And let's pop that pistol out. Very nice looking. I guess this is supposed to be like a Glock or something like that. Some nice detail here. You get down this small, it's kind of hard to do a whole lot with detail work, but it's still amazing to me how they do as much as they do. That is very cool. And again, I am always appreciative that they include the holsters that these things fit in. So that's pretty nice. It fits in there pretty snugly. It's not going to fall out too badly, so that's good. He has another pistol. This guy's fully loaded here. It's the same pistol on his left leg here on his thigh. So that is cool. This guy's just got all the sorts of accessories. I like it. Got a little bit of flash in there. I'll have to clean up on that one, but still pretty nice though. Fits back in the holster really easily. Snug and secure. Very nice. And that looks like that's all his accessories here. I guess we can count his helmet as an accessory as well. He does have a removable set of goggles here that fits over top of his helmet here, which is really nice. I do like the fact that these are removable as opposed to molded in place here. I traditionally don't pose them very often with those goggles in place, but I do like them on the helmets. But I do like the fact that they are removable, so you can swap them out however you want to, so that is very cool. Nice tiger stripe going on all the way around here, the nice orange color. We'll move on to the figure itself here. So the colors on my screen are probably washed out a little bit because of the lights I'm using. But in person, this is a really bright blue. And it actually complements this orange color very nicely. And then he's got a cool camouflage pattern going on in his pants. So more of a traditional camo pattern here. I really like this. And it actually works really well. I was a little hesitant when I first saw the original pictures of this guy online. The color scheme didn't really seem like it would work really well for me, but in person, it actually does work really well, and it does an amazing job here, especially when you stick his helmet back on there. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this color scheme. Moving on, let's take a look at the actual head sculpt here. He has some interesting stuff going on here. So they've added a lot of facial hair kind of stuff here, and he looks a little goofy with his helmet off. They just kind of have painted his head, so this looks a lot better with the helmet on. There we go, much better. I really do like that head sculpt, and that little bit of stubble around his chin and face just kind of add a little extra oomph to this guy. So this is very cool looking. Very nice. He has some really awesome stuff here. So his web gear here has lots of little details here. It is painted that orange and black tiger stripe on his actual cool backpack that's attached to him. He's got some really cool details here that are probably obscured by the color scheme here, but still really nice, really awesome details. Awesome details all the way around on his clothing itself. Again, there's that gun holster there. Some cool big pouches on his side there. Very nice looking gloves. They're just kind of painted on, so. And cool pouches, holster for his weapons. Nice details on the cloth on the pants all the way around. Awesome looking boot sculpt. The cool boot knife. And he's got these really cool pouches and that flashlighty thing, whatever that thing, multi-tool is. This one is a really awesome looking sculpt here. This one is firing on all cylinders, if you ask me here. Very awesome. I'm really digging this thing. This is pretty cool. Articulation wise, I'm going to take his helmet back off for this, but the head does spin 360 degrees. We get plenty of up and down motion. Side to side head tilt is going pretty good too. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow joints. We have a swivel and a rocker at the wrist, which is very cool. I like that. Standard ab twist feature, rib cage twist, whatever you want to call it there. The ab crunch is actually in place and does pretty good job, even considering the bulk of this web gear and his crazy pouches on his chest there. Standard T-hooks at the waist joint, so nothing's holding him back there. Plenty of side-to-side motion there. Frontwards, backwards, very nice all the way around. Do get a double knee joint here, and a swivel and a rocker at the ankle joint. So all in all, really awesome articulation on this guy. He's not really hampered whatsoever by his outfit here. The web gear isn't really getting in the way of anything, so that's really nice. So yeah, this is really a cool looking figure here. Again, I don't really like the head sculpt here as just a painted hair. But if you throw his helmet back on there, this thing is really rocking and very awesome looking. Yeah, they've just done a really good job with this figure in general, and again, I'm surprised at how much I'm actually liking the color scheme here. The blue and orange and then black and camo pattern. It just works really well, so I'm really impressed with this guy here. Some of the accessories might need a little bit of tweaking, I think, but all in all, this is actually a really cool version of Hit and Run for the Tiger Force guys. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I think you'll like this figure if you pick it up, I do believe. Last time I checked, it's not going for extremely crazy amounts of money on the interwebs. So, you know, if you can pick it up for a decent price, go ahead and get it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed at whatsoever. If you're a fan of the actual character, I think you'll be impressed with it. I do like the Tiger Force version of this thing. So yeah, pick it up. It's a cool figure. This is probably one of my favorites so far out of this Final 12 run. So yeah, I'm really liking this guy. So that's all the time we've got for today. Thanks for watching as always. If you would like to, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Be on the lookout for more awesome videos coming down the pipeline. But before you do that, drop some comments down below and let us know what you think of this Tiger Force Hit and Run figure. How does he compare to some of the rest of the Hit and Run figures we have seen previously? And how does he fit in with the rest of the Tiger Force line that you have seen? Drop those comments down below. Keep them coming. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So until next time, yo Joe.